Hello, Gareth here, and I'm outside again by my local river, Oita River, and as you can see, it's definitely a cloudy day today, and it might rain at any moment, but I'm going to paint a picture, and the reason is because hopefully the rain will hold off, but also, and I just want to be outside and just enjoy the elements. But also the other reason is that on these cloudy days, you often get really beautiful, dramatic skies. And so that's what I want to paint, one of these really beautiful, dramatic skies. And as for like landscape, we're going to be painting this scene behind me of these two trees. And then we've got a path there, and then there's some buildings behind it. I'm going to simplify all of it, and hopefully it will end up looking good, but we will see. But look at that sky behind me, isn't that beautiful? Okay, so let's get on and do some painting and have some fun. So I'm having to work pretty quickly here because although the weather is okay at the moment, it might rain at any moment. In fact, I just felt a touch of rain, so might not be able to get this done. I think it's raining. But anyway, I do want to take a picture of this fantastic sky, and then maybe I'll have to quit. I thought I could do it. I'm going to have a figure here. Maybe have to finish this off at home. And I've got this beautiful light on the left of me, and I'm going to move it across here because that light is absolutely amazing. So let's get on with the painting. Wow, can I actually get it done? I don't think so. A few drops of rain, it's probably going to increase. Okay. I used to do stuff like this in my early days of painting when I was so crazy about painting. But recently, well, for quite a few years, I've never come out and when it looks like it's going to rain. But what the heck. Today, because I'm doing this video, I decided to do it and go for it. And this sky is absolutely amazing, and it is a good idea. I'm probably going to regret saying this, and you're probably going to regret hearing this maybe, but it is a good idea to actually go outside on cloudy days, even when it looks like it might rain, because you get these spectacular, really spectacular skies sometimes, and you just don't get them on normal sunny days. And I'm not saying it's easy, because at any moment the rain might come down in full force, and you know, it's like you're caught with your pants down kind of thing. You've got to put all your stuff back in your bag, and of course, you know, you've got to do something about your paper because it's wet. So what are you going to do, you know? So you've got these kind of problems, and that's a bit hard. So in one way, I'd say, oh, it could be a bit hard for you, but in another way, you really are going to see these fantastic skies, and really should take advantage of them, because you just won't see skies like that on a normal day, on a sunny day, sorry. Normal day in Japan is sunny. That's why I said normal day. But if you come from England, which is where I originally come from, I think most days are pretty cloudy. That's what I remember. Wow, that's pretty dramatic, isn't it? But that's what it needs. You see that high contrast? And to be honest, just looking at this sky, it's so beautiful. I hope I can get away with this. It's like stealing something in a good way. If I can get away with this without it raining and destroying my picture. Oh yeah, that's quite nice. It will fade, and so it won't be quite as powerful as it looks now. So I probably should have done it even stronger. But look at that, that's quite nice. I might have overdone it a bit. We've even got some dry brush there. Wonderful. So I might even go a bit stronger. And again, one of the great things about painting outdoors that will probably make you a brilliant painter is that the elements themselves force you to paint in a way that you don't have to in the studio, like I'm having to do this quickly. And although that seems to be something that would work against you, it actually doesn't. It forces you to focus and simplify things in a way that in the studio you're just not pressurized to do that. It leads to, often, not always, but often I think it leads to better paintings. You just haven't got time to faff around and ruin it. And look at that. Ooh, that's beautiful. Don't rain on it. Please don't rain on it. Okay, now I'm going to do the grass. Now, if I had some real courage here, I'd do like shafts of light coming down and, okay, let's try it. Now, I really don't want to do this because it might go wrong, but let's give it a go. So I'm just using pure water here. I'm not sure how that's going to work. It could spoil it actually. But you have to try these things even though they're probably going to fail, because this light coming down here is just so beautiful. And I'm probably not going to capture it, but by just seeing these marks, when I look at this painting later on, I'll know what I was trying to capture here and I'll have another go. And I'm pretty sure that one day I'll master it and I'll get that effect that I'm looking for. Okay, I'm really brushing hard here. Okay, and then I'm going to get some tissue. Ooh, can I reach my tissue and keep my earphones on? Oh, you should see the setup I've got here. It's quite ridiculous. I get quite a few eyeballs on me. Oh yeah. There we go. Now that's not as beautiful as I wanted, but this light coming down onto this cloud, and now the whole cloud's disappearing, but I did try, so that's the important thing. What I needed was just a few rays, not to remove everything, but I might try and correct that. Corrections are always a dangerous thing to do in watercolor painting. It's best to get it right the first time. But there, at least I can suggest it. And I'll know what I was trying to do there. It's not too bad. It's not as beautiful as the real thing. It really isn't. But I know what I was trying to say. Okay, so next, let's do the grass. Okay, make a lovely green. So I'm going to use a yellow here that I can't pronounce. And I guess I should show you. And touch of blue. My blue's very wet, so I have to be careful I don't pick up too much. And then a bit of yellow ochre just to not have it too bright a green. It is actually a super bright green, so I might go for that because it almost looks unnatural. It's so bright. And then if I can do this in a slightly dry brush style, that would be good, with lots of gaps in between. Then that would be good. I quite like that. And then I've got a liner brush here, and I'm going to do some long grass, sorry. So it's really important here to get this effect right. Although saying that, I'm going to be doing the top bit, so that's when I need to get this right. Arigatou gozaimasu. There we go. And then let's spray it. Always have a water bottle. Okay, so now it's a bit of just waiting for it to dry out. So this is a good time to stop the video. Okay, so now I'm going to paint the background, and I'm going to do like a slightly bluish grey background. So let's go for that. And I want to keep this really simple. Hopefully everything's dried, but I'm going a bit quicker than normal because of the weather. At any moment it might start raining. So in some ways I want just this simple background like this, but I'm going to drop colours into it, like this purplish colour. But I don't want it too dominant because I'm going to have my tree here. And it would be nice if I can get some dry brush strokes in here, but it might not happen. There's still a lot of improvement I have to make in my painting. But I guess it's always going to be like that. And that's part of the fun, getting better. So I'm going to just suggest this roof here, and maybe I'm going to like paint around it. So I'm kind of making things up here. And I might drop pure blue into that because it doesn't look quite blue enough. Wow, I've got a load of blue there, too much. Okay. Okay, so there we go, look at that. It's way too blue, but hopefully as it mixes it will soften, it will blend into something a bit milder. But look at that, you've got to push it, you've got to change things and make things a bit more interesting, spice things up. That's what I'm trying to say. And then I want this to be darker below. And here, I might even use pure water here now. So Dun dun dun. Is this pure water? Not quite pure. This is where the light is hitting it, and I'm just going to soften it like that. It might not work, but I think that looks quite good. And then this lower bit, I'm going to do something quite dark. Oh, it really is peaceful. Okay, so yeah, here we go, something quite dominant here. And then my next challenge, I should leave some white gaps like that. I'll leave that one, but a few white gaps would have been good. It would have made it more exciting, so like this one, I suppose. I should have left some more. Well, that's something to remember for next time. Okay, so this figure's going to be white. And then I want to do something nice here with this grass. So I'm making this kind of undulating, yeah, because I want to make it an interesting line. Okay, let me get my liner brush. Already it looks quite good, but it doesn't look quite right. So I still struggle with things like this, getting things like this right. I'm probably going to do too many lines and spoil it. But it's not too bad, not too bad. Okay, now let's do this grass. So this needs at first a touch of delicacy. So something quite light, like this. And I need to leave lots of lovely white, the green, sorry. Not just cover it all and shade it all. Okay, and then a little bit here. I mean, this is what's so important, this kind of minimalism. And then I'm going to use a darker colour. This is where I have to be really careful. Just a few. And I'm not getting the shapes exactly right, but the amount is correct. Like, I'm not doing too much, I think. I think that's just right, the right amount. Now, maybe with my liner brush, I can get what looks like a few grass hairs here. And perhaps this too, not too many. And maybe I've left it a touch too late. It's not too bad. Okay. Yeah, that will do. Okay, and now I have to wait for this to dry. And then I'm going to do these big trees. And this will be the make or break bit. This will be, if I get these trees right, then the whole thing should be pretty okay. It does look a bit busy, doesn't it? I really need to do these trees in a very powerful way, very heavy, quite thick paint. And if I do it right, it should look good. But we'll see. It's going to be a challenge. Let's just allow this to dry. Okay, so it's fairly dry. I'm just going over it with some tissue. Sorry about the wobble. And I think that will do. I've made two big mixes, a green one and a dark one. Now, this probably isn't the best brush, but this is the one I'm going to use. I'm going to do this squishy kind of stroke where I splay the hairs and really make the brush rough. All the hairs are split, and it's really important to do that to get this tree foliage, and you have to keep doing it because all the hairs go back together. And oh, maybe this tree goes way up high, and once again it is all about that minimalism, like not doing too much, and that is so difficult, getting that balance right. Okay, maybe that I should have it coming out a bit more than that. Now with my other brush I've got this darker mix, and I'm going to go in here and do some dark bits. As long as this is wet and it's blending a bit, I'm safe. But if it dries out quickly, then it's not going to look very good. It's going to look stuck on. And maybe if I sprayed it a bit, that would help. So I might do that in a minute. Really is a race against time. Okay, where's my spray? Here we go. Okay, and then let's do some branches. So that spraying really helped, but sometimes you can end up wetting the paper a bit too much and everything goes a bit blurry. But if you're applying fairly thick paint, this should be thicker actually, what I'm doing now, but if you apply really thick paint, then you should be fairly safe. Okay. That doesn't look quite right, but just go with it. Don't get rid of all these lovely greens. I should stop painting, but it's not quite right yet. Maybe that's okay. Maybe it needs a little bit more green, I think. So maybe a little bit more green there. And a bit more here. And along the edge. Just a few touches. There's a real art to painting trees. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Yeah. Oh, I felt rain. Okay, really need to speed up. I'm not super happy with that. I might do this. I might just splatter it. Yeah. So here we go. Okay. Let's just splatter it a bit. Wow, there's a bunch of people coming this way with dogs. Well, I hope it doesn't get super noisy and I have a dog peeing up the side of my leg, but we will see. We'll see what happens. Okay, so need to do one more tree. Let's do this. Okay, and that's not too bad. This might end up being a better one. I don't know if you can hear the wind. The wind is picking up. Quite refreshing though. Okay. So it's going to get a bit noisy now. Yeah. So. But hopefully they'll be gone soon. Yep. And here we go with the branches. Have to try and take your time with this and make them look good. Yeah, this tree, not so great. But good enough. Okay. I think I should have done the trees a bit lighter. Maybe that kind of lightness. That would have been good. Okay, there we go. Not too bad. And then just darken the underside. Yeah, the underside is dark. I've made it too light. That's why you always have to think about things in a simple way, because you get caught up in details and then you forget these simple things and end up with something that's wrong. Okay, and a bit light green there. Okay, that will do. Maybe do a bit of splatter. Ooh, it's going everywhere but the right place. Oh, there we go. Then let's get some tissue and clean up this. Oh, that's pretty good now. Okay, and then let's do our figure. Well, yeah, just a minute. There's a few things here. I keep feeling these drops. These drops of rain. So when you do these poles and that, it really is important to do lovely lines if you can. Sometimes you can't, and sometimes you screw up like I did there and it's a bit curvy. Yeah, I think that's okay. This should get wider. So it's a bit off. Doesn't go straight down, but it almost works. And there might even be something there. Yeah, that's okay, but it's not as good as it could have been. And then with my liner brush, do some lines that'll look nice, some power lines. Okay, here we go. And then some lines going down there, lines going down there, basically lines going all over the place. Yeah, go a bit crazy with that. Okay, that will do. And then do my figure, and then that's finished. Well, maybe do my figure and then have a think. Okay. I think I've managed to do all of this with just 4 colours so far. I need dry brush here, so I'm just wiping my brush on the rag, and there we go. It went down too far. And should have left more white on this figure, but that's okay. I can improve that later. So I'm going to use Brilliant Orange now. I'm going to cheat a bit. So that's the 5th colour now. So my colours for this are, let me see, phthalo blue, and then alizarin crimson, yellow ochre, and then a yellow, imazoline something, I can't pronounce it. And now I'm using Brilliant Orange and a touch of white. So that's 6 colours. Titanium white. Wow! Listen to that crow. In the distance now, there's beautiful sky. Lovely white clouds. Okay. I'm managing to get a skin colour now with titanium white. It's a bit tinted with blue actually, and some orange. Here we go. Yeah, a bit too much orange there, but okay. Need to get a bit closer. Okay, there we go. I should have given him a bit of a darker head, so that the black of his hair would show, but there we go. I'll correct that in a minute. But he looks like quite a good figure. And it really adds to the whole picture. Perhaps I should have done this bit here darker, even darker, but it's not too bad. And I like the way this has been simplified. This tree is a bit too overdone. This one's not too bad. Okay. So let's get my black mix. So this is a nylon brush, I think, and they're cheap and they're fantastic. I think you'll hear a lot of watercolour artists talk about natural hair and, you know, how great they are, and they might be, but I find synthetic brushes also work very well, to be honest. And they're pretty cheap. They really, really are. Quite cheap. From an art shop, yeah? Don't go for the cheap stuff. Get them from an art shop. Otherwise, you'll really, really have a tough time if you don't have good equipment. But it doesn't have to be like natural hair brushes, and it doesn't have to be like that. Okay, where's my titanium white. Here it is. Oh, it looks good, doesn't it? It's interesting because when you look at the real picture, you get one impression, and then when you look at the screen, it's almost like it's framed. It's like seeing it in a frame, and it just looks even better. Okay, so get my white. Hopefully my brush is clean. So in the Bible we're told that love covers a multitude of sins, which makes me wonder whether love is such a good thing. But in watercolor painting, white paint, opaque white paint, also covers a multitude of sins. At least it helps you to turn well, it's an okay painting, but it helps you to like turn it into a much better painting and hide your mistakes or whatever, correct things like that. I perhaps should do a touch of blue here as like a kind of shading, so I might do that. Okay, touch of white on top of his head. I should leave it to dry more, but the possibility of rain coming down on me is pushing me to do things quickly. And that's what I mean about why it's so good to paint outdoors, because all the things outside that are an inconvenience are the kind of things that will just probably improve your painting. You'll not maybe enjoy it at first, but you begin to appreciate how it can benefit you, like the pressure to get the painting done and to simplify stuff. And just using white paint here again to try and improve this. Redeem the painting. There we go. I'm always saying that. There we go, and I start painting more and more and more. So I've gone very thick there, but I just wanted to express that brilliant light coming down. I just wanted to make sure that when I look at this painting, I'll remember that. Okay, and I'm not sure these little bits of white worked. I know the painting needs them, but I'm just not sure I painted them so well. But there you go. And then I'm going to do a bit of shading on this figure, and then we're finished. And I think it's pretty much dried out, so this painting is safe. Maybe the white bit, the white paint is still a bit wet. Okay. So just do this. A bit of shading on the figure, very delicate shading, and then I've finished. So I'm doing a slightly purplish mix, phthalo blue and alizarin crimson. And I suppose really his face should be in shadow as well, but I don't want to do that because I think it looks better being bright orange like that. And then I just kind of blend that and then put my finger on it and it just blends it together in a fairly nice way. Okay, let's do the shading on this figure. Like that. Oh yeah, that works. Well, there we go. So, finished it. Maybe I'd like to do a few grey marks coming down here, just to try and connect this a bit better. Could be a bad idea. Oh, there's a lovely peaceful sound of insects. It's lovely. There we go. I said it again. There we go. There we go. And I continue. Okay, maybe I'm doing too much. That's it. That's enough. Here we go again. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so finished the painting. Hope you enjoyed that. So please get out and do some painting if you're an artist, and if you just like looking at paintings, then I hope you found this very enjoyable. Oh my goodness, and this video clip is 22 minutes long. Hopefully I can upload it. We'll find out. So bye for now. Bye.